getting harder and harder to go to class when the weather looks so snowy. It's like functionally freezing outside, so that's cool. Today I want to talk about a concept we're pushing in my program at school. It's kind of a term that I think is important to understand and practice, just like as a creative in general, but I think especially in the program, in terms of graphic design practice, I think it's really important. But I also think in terms of like video making or like online creating, it can also be something important to consider and realize when doing projects or making videos or whatever the case may be. So I'm excited about this one. It's kind of open for interpretation, I guess, as well. But yeah, let me know what you think. Okay. So in my design program, we've been pushing this concept of diverging when it comes to our design process and like our creative thinking patterns. And I'm gonna share my thoughts on how I think it can be applied to like the video making process and how like being creative in general, like these terms are important to think about. So I wanna take things I'm learning and practicing over here and practice them like with this kind of art making. It's all a part of like how an individual's gears turn and how they go about thinking from like start of a project to end of a project. So essentially, in our terms, but in any terms, diverging is just taking like a single concept and blowing it out of proportions and doing anything and everything that comes to your mind, no matter how crazy it sounds. And then taking everything and all the ideas you've expanded upon and combining or taking the absolute picks out of them, putting them together into a final product that meets the original goal. You take all the crazies, find the things that might work in there and kind of put them back together into a more sane, sensible, what you're thinking originally kind of project. The idea is to not go with the first thing that you think may work and go with a bunch of crazy things, and all those crazy things lead to like good ideas, stuff that people would never think of or is out of this world cool. Like that's where you find things like that and you bring them back home and make them into a functional project, video, whatever it is. Obviously a huge part of like what I do as a design student is like getting a concept and developing it by sketching and sketching and sketching and sketching and sketching and more sketching and just a ton of sketching. That may seem kind of weird, like how do you relate it to video making? You can't sketch a video. Well, I guess some people kind of do in the way they like lay out a storyboard, and maybe that's why they do like shot lists and storyboards, but that's like higher production than like a YouTube thing, right? So how do you take diverging by sketching and apply it to video? Well, I think a huge idea in diverging is like trying and making different things even though you don't know how they're gonna work out. Over the course of making several YouTube videos, that's kind of like diverging, right? Especially at first, you're just trying everything and anything that comes to your mind. One week you're interested in this, another week you kind of like this look and this concept. That's a way you can sketch things, like these really rough made YouTube videos, into bigger and different ideas, and they change and all of them are totally different, right? Like that's kind of a way. But I think something I'm really getting at is like, I write down a lot of the ideas, like the crazy, ambitious things that pop into my head. I try my best to write them down, keep them in like notes on my phone or whatever. And they seem like wild and crazy when you have them at first. Write them down so you don't forget them. But going back on some of the ideas I've written down like late last year into this year, they're kind of helping me develop and think, and putting some of the crazy thoughts I never thought would work together are helping me like make these videos, right? What I'm trying to say is like you never know what an idea will turn into. What's worked for me is like just documenting anything and everything and all the ideas that pop into my head. Maybe something will come out of them, right? Like I think that's a super neat idea. First of all, it's a way to take like all these crazy ideas that you never thought you'd make anything of, taking like wanting to do a video perhaps is like the main goal, and then what could it be about, and then later finding those ideas, and like I said, taking all your crazy ideas, and at this point it's like converging. Like you make a video, like you have a goal, want to make a video, right? All these crazy ideas, write them down, document them however, like whatever your way is, right? and then converge, pull your good ideas out, and like actually create content. Like that's my whole jam. That's the whole why diverging is important, and why like broadening your scope when it comes to things, and not just like making a video on the first thing that you think of, like how can you improve it with all these wild things, and then combine them in the end, converge them in the end to make something cool. I think it's a process a lot of young creatives, especially myself before this program, right? I think it's like a step that we totally missed. We're super focused on the outcome, making a cool ass video that we think we need to have the idea right away, and it takes time to develop. What I'm talking about is like that development of the idea in the diverging process, and how it kind of helped me in my design program, and how it's helping me think about video making in this way. Okay, so there's my thing about diverging. It was an idea introduced to me because of school, and I tried to apply it to my outside of school hobbies. I think it can be applied to any craft. There's an example for video making and maybe like more traditional art-based stuff or design for you guys, but seriously, you can apply that to anything you're doing, I believe. I think that's like a physical way of showing like how putting more thought into something can pay off, and like the ways to develop your idea, and the importance of like, you know, part of the creative process. That's my whole spiel on it. Maybe it'll help you in something like it helped me. I just wanted to show you as an example. This whole kind of channel and video and experience for me is about taking like what I'm learning and the stage I'm at in my life, and kind of applying it to other things, and like my journey as a young creative, right? So that's what it's all about. That's what I'm here for. Thanks for, you know, letting me do my thing, I guess. Also, this is my 3rd week in a row since the new year making a video. Pretty proud of that. I'm pretty proud of that. It's a soft goal of mine to do this video thing once a week, I'm hoping. That's what I'm trying to do, but I'm proud of myself this far. But yeah, thanks for sticking through it. Maybe take this idea and go make something cool. All right. Yeah, that's it. Go make something cool. Dude, side note, check out this little lens that I picked up the other day. It is a 28mm f2.8, like old film lens. It's stupid heavy because it's all metal. I found this at a used camera shop for $5. So, unfortunately I need an adapter. I just wanted to share that. I'm really excited. I can't use it quite yet, so I had to get something out of it, right? That's all. Thanks. Later.